Hare Krishna Prabhu, you may start.
Krishna. First of all, please accept my humble obeisances, dear Vaishnavas, and I would like to sincerely thank His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhu for giving us the wonderful opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, and Her Grace Dayamai Radhika Devi Mataji for kindly facilitating this service. And let's begin with the Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vithakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातहं वन्दे परमानन्दे माधवम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Can I request someone to share the screen of? Let me try one time. My Mataji, if it is visible, can you please let me know if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can see your screen. But could you zoom in more, Prabhuji? Please zoom in more.
Is
a little bit more, Prabhuji. A little bit more. Yes, Prabhuji, it's good. Thank you.
Okay. So let's pray the invocation mantra before we will serve the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaya Mudirayet Sramatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Srana Kirtana Hardyantastav Bhadrani Vidinoti Satsanam Nashta Prayesu Abhatresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktar Bhavati Nashtaki कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी निधि नामिने हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Let's begin on today's Bhagavatam session. And let's first of all let's recite that today's Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 17. So we are reading that first canto of the creation and the chapter 2, divinity and divine services. And today's verse, the theme is that Krishna personally cleanses the heart through sincere hearing. So before we will go and recite that today's verse, let's briefly understand about that. What is the opening, how the Sutta Goswami and our previous Acharya talks about that one. So when we discussed how the Bhagavatam cleans the heart, before that, what happens? Who cleans the heart? And what happens after that? So we are going to, in subsequent classes, we'll understand. So what happens after the cleanses that? But first we have to understand who actually cleanses the heart. So when we begin sincerely hearing about the Krishna Katha or Krishna Nams, so this was a talk surrounding about that one, and there is a very beautiful analogy explained by Sri Prabhupada, the dirty glass and the flowing water. I'm pretty sure a lot of our devotees have done this in our childhood. When we take a glass of dirt and filling the water, keep on pouring the water. What happens if you are continuously first? The first of all, it still looks dirty, but if the flow continues without stopping, gradually all the dirt overflow, and finally only the clean water remains. The same way, our heart is full of impurity. So we know about what are the impurities our heart contains: the lust, anger, greed, pride, doubts, offenses. Because of the mood of, we know that there are moods. So because of the mode of nature, the ignorance, the passion, these impurity cultivated and it's stored in our heart. So by regular hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting, the continuous flow of Krishna Katha gradually washes the heart clean. So we don't have to remove each impurity separately. So when we start chanting or hearing the Krishna Katha, just it will keep flowing. Now the flow is going, the dirt, the impurity will washes away. Just like the sun rises, the darkness disappeared automatically. So we were not going to fight for darkness each room by room, right? It will vanish gradually. The same way, when we stop pouring the clean water, what will happen? The dirt will still settle again. So the emphasis the Prabhupada is giving here, Srimad Bhagavatam, through the Srimad Bhagavatam, that says Nitya Bhagavatam Sevaya, means the regularly. So Acharya is emphasizing why the regular, continuous process is very important for us. So before going further, let's recite together this verse. Sarvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyasrana Kirtanaha Hartyantastho Abhadrani Vidunoti Sratsanam. Sarvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyasrana Kirtanaha Hardyantah Statho Abhadrani Vidunoti Sratsadam. Sravatam Swakatha Krishna Punyasrana Kirtana Hardyantastha Bhadrani Vidunoti Srihatsatam. Would anyone like to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Shunvatam swakatha Krishna punyashravana kirtanaha hridaya antastho abhadrani vidunti saruta shatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Salini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna everyone. Shrinavatam swakatha Krishna punya shavana kirtanaha hridayantastho bhi abhadrani vidhunoti suhrit satam. Hare Krishna. Sorry about
Thank
that,
you.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you. Shyam Sundar Das Prabhuji, would you like?
Srinvatam sakatha Krishnam punyasravanakirtanam hridyantasto vayabhadrani vidhu noti suhrit satam.
Thank you. We will go for the last one. Riya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shrinvatam swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha hridayantasto hyabhadrani vidhunoti suhrit satam. Hare Krishna.
Satchinanand Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Srinvatam swakatha Krishna punya sarvana kirtana hridyanta asto hi ya bhadrani vidhunoti suhrit satam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Let someone would like to recite that each syllables, synonyms.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Shrinvatam, those who have developed the urge to hear the message of Swakataha, his own words, Krishnaha, the personality of Godhead, Punya, virtues, Shravana, hearing, Kirtanaha, chanting, Hridi Antastaha, within one's heart, he, certainly, Abhadrani, desire to enjoy matter, Vidhunoti, cleanses, Suhrit, benefactor, Satam, of the truthful. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Should I read translation?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Translation. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of a devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And before we will deep dive furthermore to this verse, let's try to break this each line of the verse, and then we will jump to the part. So, Sravatam Swakatha Krishna. So, what Sravata means? Sunna, hearing, right? Swakatha, kiski swam ki katha? Sincerely hearing what happens? Correct Krishna. So, these words begin by saying, right? When someone develops a sincere urge to hear about Krishna, Krishna notices and he reciprocates. Srila Prabhupada explains multiple times that Krishna messages are non-different from Krishna himself. So we should not make a difference between the name or the Krishna himself. As soon as someone begins hearing sincerely, the transcendental sound is as powerful as Krishna personality himself. Right? So this means the hearing is not a passive. No. Krishna personally respond. He reciprocates. So he's very active. And another analogy Prabhupada gives, right? The telephone one. So it compares with the chanting to making the telephone call. When the line is connected, the other person responds. And similarly, hearing Bhagavatam connects us to the Krishna. And once the connection is made, Krishna responds. It's not a one-sided. And other line which is Punya Srana Kirtana. So Punya is a pious. So hearing and chanting cleanses. So hearing and chanting about the Krishna are the very pious activity. And Prabhupada again explains, even we do not understand everything, the sound vibration itself, but it works. So the whole name, or the holy name, and the Krishna Katha carry all the potencies of the Lord. And our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also emphasized in our Chaitanya Charitamrita that his name has all the potency of the Lord. And here another example is given by our acharyas, the fire one. The fire acts like a fire, whether we know the chemistry of it or not. Similarly, hearing about Krishna purifies whether we fully understand or not. So understanding will come later. Purification begins automatically. And the next line, Hridayantastho, Krishna within the heart. Who's residing in the heart? Hridayantho. And how? Like a Paramatma Swarup. So this purport explains the Krishna is present in the vibration of his message. When we hear sincerely, that presence awakens within the heart as a Paramatma. So the purification is not a blind effort. It is Krishna working from within. And so like the house, if the person who lives in the house, he knows each and every corner, right? Where is the dirt, where it is. The same way, as soon as Krishna hears the sincere devotee started chanting, Krishna inside that heart knows precisely where the contaminations are there, and he start removing it. Same like a father who sees his child is sincerely trying, and immediately he helps the child. Next things comes like Vidinoti Haipadrani. Krishna cleanses unwanted desires. So the Krishna cleanses the unwanted things in the heart, especially material desires. So the purport says, as soon as the Krishna sees someone glorifying him, he personally helps, cleanses the heart. That is not symbolic, it is real purification. Similarly, even if you don't have how to purify yourself, Krishna knows that. Krishna cleans the heart of that sincere devotees. Sruhat Satam. So who is that well-wisher? Who is the benefactor? Krishna. The Krishna, the well-wisher of the devotee. So the Krishna is not a distant God. We should not think about that he is very distant. He is very near. He is a personal friend who helps the devotee from the within the heart. And in Bhagavad Gita, the 5.29, it says about that. Sruhudayam sarva bhutana. Right? So just like a father helps a child who is trying to walk, even if the child falls again and again. The same way, Krishna helps the devotee who is sincerely trying. So now let's go and deep dive with the translation already read by Mataji. So purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki jai. Someone would like to recite the paragraph number 1.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Can I read?
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu.
Message of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and none different from him. Wherever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of God are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound. which is as powerful as the Lord Personality. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshastika declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all the potency of the Lord, and that he has endowed his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that he can present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activities. We have already discussed developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotees of the Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So now let's have the paragraph number 1. So what are the points we can take away from this paragraph? So Krishna presents important philosophy truth. Krishna and his message are non-different. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Prabhuji? Yes, I think he froze for a bit, but we can hear you.
Yeah, Prabhu, I think the internet connections goes. Thank you, Prabhu. When we hear or chant offenselessly, right, Krishna is personally present in the form of transcendental sound. And this sound is not symbolic or imaginary. It is as powerful as Krishna himself. Prabhupada brings the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's authority in this one to support his statement, right? The holy name and all the potencies of the Lord are similar, are the very same. And there is no restriction of the time, place, or circumstances for chanting. Krishna is so merciful that he makes himself easily accessible. And the next part, the real problem is not lack of access, but lack of taste. Prabhupada explains that the taste of hearing and chanting does not come automatically. It comes through service to the pure devotee. Right? So the Siskastakam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, right? Nama name akari bahuda nija sarva shakti. So implies this principle, nama nami abheda. So the name and the named are non-different. Let's go to the next paragraph. Someone would like to read this?
Canto, Prabhuji? Go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you. The Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord and has thus become eager to hear about him, the Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back to him. The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only a very few men want to go back to Godhead. But anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Shri Krishna helps in all respects. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So in this paragraph, Prabhupada ji trying to explain that the Lord is reciprocally, right, respondent to his devotee. So Krishna personally helps sincere devotees from within the heart. Every time, every moment when the sincere devotee chant and hearing, Krishna's trying, as a Paramatma Swarup, Krishna tries to reciprocate. that I am here with you. So Prabhupada is now explaining the Krishna personal reciprocations are true. And it's not a neutral. He responds actively to the sincerity of the devotee. When Krishna sees a devotee, he is genuinely eager to hear about him. He begins to act from within the heart. And the Lord does not just give instructions. He arranges everything to help devotee return to him. A very striking statement by Prabhupada. Krishna is more eager to take us back than we want to go back. So most people don't even want a liberations, but even a small sincere desire attracts Krishna and he fully helps us. Once that desire is there, Krishna helps in all respects. And there's a strong evidences on the other Shastras, Bhagavad Gita 10.10, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tama, right? Krishna gives the intelligence from within our heart. Sarvesha Chesham Hardesh Stanti. This is the verse 15.15, also talks about this phenomena. Let's read the third paragraph.
Should I go, Prabhuji?
Ji Prabhuji, please.
Thank you. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desire to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Woman and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwart in their devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
So, what the paragraph 3 which talks, one cannot enter into the kingdom of God or the Godhead unless one is perfectly cleared all the sins. And we have explained that, right? Impurity, we gathered year by year and birth by birth, the mode of ignorance and the mode of passion will not go automatically. We need someone's help, right? And who helps? Krishna. So the material desires are the real obstacles, but Krishna helps make purification easy. And Prabhupada now explains why purification is required. We cannot return to the Godhead while still holding the sinful and we're trying to enter to the Godhead. No, it will not possible. These sins are not just actions. They come from the desire to enjoy and control material nature, the willness, right? The will is given to us by our Paramatma, by our God. And we have putting those wills on our sense gratifications. And he very honestly acknowledged that women and the wealth are powerful tests, right? Even advanced devotees in the history have fallen due to these attractions. This removes false confidence and creates healthy humility, if we start following. And Prabhupada gives great hope. When Krishna personally helps, purification becomes easy by his divine grace. And the key point of this paragraph here, we cannot overcome Maya alone. We must need the help of the Krishna, and Krishna helps us. Victory is assured when Krishna is with us. And other Shastras Praman here, Devi hai hi esa gunamayi, mam eva ye prapandhete. Which implies teaching of material bondage due to the enjoyment mentality. Let's read the last paragraph of this verse. Someone would like to read this one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read from there.
Thank you.
To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an endorsement because every living being is associated with such a things from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbance, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind.
So the last but not the least, the paragraph which talks about to become restless in the contact of woman and wealth is not an astonishment, right? Not the real astonishment. So the restless is a natural. Recovery is a gradual. Hearing restores our real positions. And Prabhupada again here reassures that the struggle is not abnormal. It is expected. It will happen. And we'll have been associated with these material desires, this nature, for the time immemorial. So the purification will definitely take times. It will come as a gradual process. And the spiritual life is not about suppressions, but gradual transformations. By hearing the glory of the Lord, we slowly remember who we really are. Hearing gives inner strength, not artificial renunciations. With Krishna's grace, the devotee becomes able to define himself from disturbance. Eventually, the disturbance elements are eliminated naturally, not forcefully. So, with this, we are concluded these all 4 paragraphs of the verse 17, and so there are connections between the previous and the post. So we know that this verse talks about who cleans the heart, Krishna himself, and the subsequent verses will tell more deep about what happens, what are the methods, regular hearing and chanting and servicing, right? And what happens after that? The result, the peace, goodness, the mode of nature. There are 3 mode of nature, right? So the devotee or the soul will go from the ignorance or the passion mode to the goodness mode if they will follow these steps. And ultimately, it is happiness, right? So this verse removes the discouragement. It gives that hope that we feel weak, slow, or full of faults. But this verse assures us that if we keep hearing sincerely, Krishna is personally working with our heart. It is not our strength that attracts mercy. It is our sincere effort. So to conclude this verse, spiritual life is not a lonely struggle in the dark. When we sincerely hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is our heart notices. Krishna is in our heart and he notices, responds, and begin the process of purification because he is the well-wisher of the devotee. So our duty is simple. Here is sincerely. Krishna duty is greater to cleanse the heart, right? So it reminds us that purification comes by Krishna mercy, not by our qualification. So-called we accumulated over the year that material qualification. No, it is just Krishna's mercies. So if anything spoken today helps in remembering Krishna, it is only by his mercy coming through Srila Prabhupada and our previous Acharya. And if there were any mistakes, they are certainly due to my own shortcomings and limited understanding. with this one, I would like to take a viram for this one. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai, Samast Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, and now I am open to the forum for you dear devotees. Please share your realizations, if any, or any comments, if I can improve my seva and services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for such a wonderful class. I just have a question because this is something that I struggle with as well. I think you said not to do false renunciation because before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was a big bookworm. I used to love fictional novels. And I remember when I became a devotee, I stopped reading books. But then once I came across something that was very dear to me, and I got the same excitement and entitlement, like the same excitement and energy that I used to have prior to Krishna consciousness. And your last paragraph says like the restlessness from like material desires is there because you said from lifetime to lifetime we have this. So how do we lose that taste? Because sometimes you think you get the higher taste because of bhakti in scriptures, but then you come across something that reminds you of this material attachment that you had, and you still have that excitement. And sometimes I feel like that's distracting you from Krishna. So how do you keep yourself focused? Because I do know that there's really no value to it's like, for instance, it's Harry Potter. So it's like a paraphernalia that reminds me of that. It just made me feel like I was a child again. And so I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah. Very, very practical and nice question, Mataji. And I believe it is everyone's question.
गंदा दिखता था ना गीला होने से अभी सूख गया तो ठीक है बदल देना चाहिए
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Haribo.
If anyone else has your mic on, could you please turn it off? Go ahead, Ashish Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Though I'm not qualified, I'll try to give that answer or try my realizations, but which is very similar with your one, Mataji. So, because birth by birth, right? Even this birth also, we have accumulated those kind of things, and it's really not easy. And that's why Prabhupada ji also telling here, definitely it will not be easy. This emphasizes this verse, right? But how we can first degrade those things and improve that real test of the Krishnas, right? That we are doing. Sranata, Swakatha. So as we started sincerely, that's why if you see that the paragraph one, Prabhupada ji emphasizing on the one word, the regularity is very important. The same way, if you see the other side also, the test is not developed over the night, right? Either is a bad or new. Because of the tendency we have, the ignorance and the passion, tendency of satisfying ourselves, our sense gratifications is developed in a million of years, right? So in the Kali Yuga, it will not be easy, but Krishna is giving the path to us. Try, the sincere try. And the sadhu sangha, the other thing we call it sadhu sangha, right? The association of the devotees, prasadam, right? The dati pratargrahanati, we've told, right, in our other scriptures. Those sincere efforts will help us to reduce the restless of our things which we have cultivated. And reading of the Shastras, hearing of the Shastras, attending the Kirtans, going to the temple, attending the Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning. These all are, I believe, are our sincere efforts to remove those cultivations. Hope I able to answer your question, Mataji.
Prabhuji,
And
you're
if
giving me
someone
hope.
would like to tell, yes, definitely we hope. That's why we are here. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else have any realizations to share? Or any questions? If not, we have 5 minutes left. We can give back, so you can do chanting or your own sadhana. Is it okay, Dayamai Mataji?
Thank you again for such a wonderful class. Oh, Hina Prabhu actually has a question in the chat,
Oh, is it?
Prabhuji.
Sorry,
So
I am not
please,
seeing that on the chat. I'm sorry.
would you
Yeah,
be able to
Prabhu.
see the chat, Prabhuji? Or would you like me to read it out for you?
Please, can you read it? I'm not able to see
Sure.
the chat.
Yes. So question from Hina Prabhu. How to keep motivated in doing devotional service and be sincere?
How to be motivated.
Yes.
So
In doing seva.
motivations also will not come gradually, right, Hina Prabhu? And again I will tell you, the sadhu sangha and shastra readings, putting the right and the sincere effort will only be give us the motivations and develop the taste on Harikatha, Harinam, serving our acharyas or the Gurujans, devotees, and reading about the others, our senior devotees, how they overcome of these things, right? Those things will motivate us eventually. I hope I was able to give the answer, Prabhu. Or if you have any different thoughts, please share.
She said yes, Prabhu. You've answered her question.
Riya Prabhu raised the hand. So do you have any question or the previous one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it was for reading. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.